Another day, another story. Team of Rivals, The Political Genius of Abraham Lincoln, is a historical biography written by Doris Kearns Goodwin. The book was published in 2005 and focuses on the political life of Abraham Lincoln during his presidency. The title, Team of Rivals, refers to Lincoln's cabinet, which consisted of individuals who had been his political rivals before he became president. The story begins with Lincoln's journey to the presidency in 1860. Welcome to Taboo Eminent Channel. At the time, the nation was deeply divided over the issue of slavery, and Lincoln faced numerous challenges in uniting the country. Despite his relatively limited political experience and lack of a formal education, Lincoln emerged as the Republican nominee and eventually won the presidency. What sets Lincoln apart, according to Goodwin, is his ability to surround himself with a diverse and talented team of advisors, many of whom had been his rivals for the Republican nomination. The members of Lincoln's cabinet included William H. Seward, Salmon P. Edward Bates, and Edwin M. Stanton, men with strong political ambitions and divergent views on key issues. Goodwin explores the dynamics of Lincoln's relationships with each of these individuals. Seward, initially considered the most powerful figure in the cabinet, became Lincoln's Secretary of State and played a crucial role in managing foreign affairs during the Civil War. Chase, who had hoped to become president himself, served as Secretary of the Treasury and also contributed to key policies. The narrative delves into the challenges Lincoln faced during the Civil War, including military defeats, public discontent, and political pressure. Lincoln's leadership style, characterized by empathy, humility, and the ability to listen to differing opinions, is highlighted as a key factor in his success. The book also explores Lincoln's personal life, including his struggles with depression and the loss of his son Willie. Through it all, Lincoln maintained a steady and compassionate demeanor, earning him the respect and loyalty of his cabinet members. Team of Rivals is not just a biography of Lincoln but also a study of leadership and political strategy. Goodwin's narrative weaves together historical events, personal anecdotes, and insights into human nature to provide a comprehensive and compelling account of Lincoln's presidency and the Civil War era. Ultimately, the book demonstrates how Lincoln's ability to bring together a team of rivals and navigate the complexities of wartime leadership contributed to his legacy as one of America's greatest presidents. As the Civil War unfolded, President Lincoln faced immense pressure and challenges. The dynamics within his cabinet were complex, with each member having their own vision for the country's future. Despite their differences, Lincoln skillfully managed his team of rivals by fostering an atmosphere of open discussion and collaboration. One of the pivotal moments in Lincoln's presidency was the issuance of the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863. This executive order declared that all slaves in Confederate-held territory were to be set free. The decision was a bold and strategic move by Lincoln, as it transformed the Union's war effort into a fight for both the preservation of the Union and the abolition of slavery. The Emancipation Proclamation changed the nature of the conflict and garnered support for the Union cause, both domestically and internationally. Throughout the war, Lincoln faced criticism and opposition, even from within his own party. Salmon P. the Secretary of the Treasury, harbored presidential ambitions and frequently clashed with Lincoln on policy matters. Despite their differences, Lincoln retained Chase in his cabinet, recognizing the importance of unity during a time of national crisis. The Battle of Gettysburg in 1863 marked a turning point in the war, as the Union secured a crucial victory. Lincoln delivered his famous Gettysburg Address, emphasizing the principles of equality and democracy, and expressing the nation's commitment to a new birth of freedom. Lincoln's leadership during the war extended beyond military matters. He navigated the challenges of managing public opinion, dealing with dissent, and maintaining morale. The Union's eventual victory in 1865 was a testament to Lincoln's political acumen and his ability to lead a diverse group of individuals with conflicting interests. Tragically, Lincoln's life was cut short by an assassin's bullet. On April 14, 1865, just days after the end of the Civil War, Lincoln was attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. He was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, a Confederate sympathizer. Lincoln's death marked the first assassination of a U.S. president and had profound implications for the nation's reconstruction. The aftermath of the Civil War and Lincoln's assassination led to the implementation of the Reconstruction era, a complex period of rebuilding and reconciling the nation. The issues of civil rights and the integration of formerly enslaved individuals into American society would continue to shape the country for years to come. Team of Rivals provides a comprehensive and insightful exploration of Lincoln's presidency, offering readers a nuanced understanding of the man, his leadership style, and the turbulent times in which he lived. The book is a tribute to Lincoln's political genius and his ability to navigate the most challenging period in American history. After Lincoln's assassination, Vice President Andrew Johnson assumed the presidency. Johnson faced the immense challenge of reconstructing the nation torn apart by war. However, his approach to Reconstruction differed significantly from Lincoln's vision. While Lincoln sought a more lenient and inclusive plan for the Southern states, Johnson's policies were perceived as punitive and led to increased tensions. The period of Reconstruction was marked by efforts to integrate the Southern states back into the Union and address the status of the newly freed slaves. The conflict between Johnson and the radical Republicans in Congress intensified, leading to the impeachment of Johnson in 1868. Johnson narrowly avoided removal from office by one vote, preserving the balance of power between the executive and legislative branches. The Reconstruction era saw the passage of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery, the 14th granted citizenship and equal protection under the law to all persons born or naturalized in the United States, and the 15th prohibited the denial of voting rights based on race. These amendments aimed to codify the principles of equality and civil rights into the fabric of American law. The political landscape continued to evolve, and the Southern states underwent significant social and economic changes. However, Reconstruction was fraught with challenges, including resistance from white supremacists, the rise of the Ku Klux Klan, and the implementation of discriminatory, Jim Crow, laws that enforced racial segregation. The legacy of Abraham Lincoln endured as a guiding force during this tumultuous period. His vision of a nation united, free, and committed to the principles of equality influenced the trajectory of Reconstruction. The image of Lincoln as the great emancipator and the leader who preserved the Union became ingrained in the American consciousness. Doris Kearns Goodwin's Team of Rivals not only highlights Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War but also provides a lens through which to understand the challenges and opportunities that arose in the years following his death. The relationships and dynamics among Lincoln's cabinet members continued to shape the political landscape, contributing to the ongoing struggle for civil rights and social justice. In the decades that followed, Lincoln's legacy continued to inspire leaders and movements advocating for civil rights. His words and deeds became touchstones for those seeking to fulfill the promise of equality embedded in the nation's founding principles. The story of Team of Rivals extends beyond the book itself, resonating with ongoing discussions about leadership, unity, and the pursuit of a more perfect union. The narrative underscores the enduring relevance of historical lessons and the complex interplay of personalities and politics during pivotal moments in American history. The legacy of Abraham Lincoln continued to influence American presidents and political leaders in the years that followed. Many sought to invoke Lincoln's spirit and leadership style during times of crisis. His ability to unite a divided nation and his commitment to the principles of freedom and equality served as a beacon for leaders facing their own challenges. The turn of the 20th century brought about significant social and political changes in the United States. The Progressive Era saw efforts to address issues such as labor rights, women's suffrage, and income inequality. While these movements were distinct from the struggles of the Civil War era, the principles of justice and equality championed by Lincoln continued to resonate. The impact of Lincoln's leadership was evident during pivotal moments in the 20th century, such as the Civil Rights Movement. Figures like Martin Luther King Jr. drew inspiration from Lincoln's commitment to equality and justice. The 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, where King delivered his iconic, "I Have a Dream," speech, took place at the Lincoln Memorial, emphasizing the enduring symbolism of Lincoln in the fight for civil rights. Throughout the 20th and 21st centuries, various presidents have invoked Lincoln's legacy. Franklin D. Roosevelt, facing the challenges of the Great Depression and World War II, admired Lincoln's ability to lead during times of crisis. Lyndon B. Johnson, who signed the Civil Rights Act into law in 1964, saw himself as carrying on Lincoln's work in advancing civil rights. In times of war, presidents often grappled with the weight of sending young Americans into conflict. Leaders like John F. Kennedy during the Cuban Missile Crisis and George W. Bush during the War on Terror found solace and guidance in Lincoln's resolute leadership during the Civil War. The image of Abraham Lincoln also played a symbolic role in international relations. During the Cold War, the United States often presented itself as a defender of freedom and democracy, drawing parallels between its own struggles for unity and those faced by other nations. The broader cultural impact of Lincoln is evident in literature, film, and art. Countless books, movies, and artworks have sought to capture his character, leadership, and the moral dilemmas he faced. The Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., stands as a testament to his enduring significance, attracting visitors from around the world. In conclusion, Abraham Lincoln's legacy extends far beyond the Civil War and the Reconstruction era. His influence has permeated the fabric of American society, shaping the nation's response to subsequent challenges and serving as a touchstone for leaders and citizens alike in their pursuit of a more just and unified society. The story of Team of Rivals contributes to this broader narrative by illuminating Lincoln's leadership during a critical juncture in U.S. history and examining the lasting impact of his presidency. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.